Hello, welcome to another exciting edition of Chico and the Tanman. I am your host, Vic the Tanman, aka Tanman, and today with me I have a guest co-host, and he is back with a vengeance. What is that?
It's
Motastic or
no
motivated?
motivated Morty
Motivated.
right
Yeah,
here.
motivated Morty. Everyone again,
Hey,
welcome Mo. What's up, man?
none much. Glad to be back and can't wait to talk about all the topics we got today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, again, thank you for filling in. Definitely,
Normal.
Chico under the weather again, man. He has had to travel for some things and comes back and he wasn't feeling good. So I always joke about it's not COVID, but I always be like, oh, you
It
got the
is.
COVID, you got the
It is.
COVID.
I'm sorry for his loss, but he's gonna have to get the
I'm
COVID.
sorry for his loss. He might as well just it might actually build an immunity to just him just being regularly sick. Just get it and then just get the, just
Yeah,
because his
that's
body's
that's
probably like, dude, just put us out of our
this.
misery of sore
It's
throats
like just
and
give it a give it.
yeah.
We have to take all this in now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, real quick, first to everybody, first time viewers and stuff like that. I just want to tell you what our show's about. It's just a couple of guys, friends that we just love film, games, geek stuff, comics. Anything like that we're just here, we just want to talk about it, and just we want it to feel like a good interaction where it's just like you're at a bar and you just talking with your friends, which I've done plenty of times. Me and Chico's done plenty of times. I'm sure Mo, when he gets with his boys, they start,
Mhm.
they hear something or whatever, and they just get into it, and that's what we want. We want that like transitional conversation where we'll have like topics that we'll try to tackle. If we don't tackle all of them, it's whatever. If we go off script and we find something more that we're into or want to talk about, we go and do that. So, but yeah, speaking of that, for our podcast. Listeners and stuff, I would like to also tell you that you can find us not just on the tubes, but you can go ahead and find us over on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Casts, and of course Apple Podcasts. And over on Apple Podcasts, we like to say the people who listen through that, or even if you're not, if you can get access to it after the show, go ahead and please give us a review, give us some stars. It help us a lot when it comes to just getting ears on us. It moves us up the list. Thank you to everyone who's taken the time to do it. It's actually helped a lot, and I really appreciate that. We appreciate that, and for the YouTubes, please go ahead and give us a like. It helps a lot too with the algorithm. Sometimes YouTube can be a shadowed beast, and you have to kind of tend to it. And like I said, it helps a lot when you go ahead and do that for us, and give us like comments if you want to bring some other subjects to us, or maybe you agree or disagree. It's fine like that. We all like to have a conversation. We all don't all agree on everything. So again, thank you for tuning in. On a quick note too, I'll kind of want to talk about this real quick because it's been like kind of like hit us out of the blue, and I feel like especially since I have Mo here, I think I would
Hey,
like to hear his everything about from his side and point of view. We lost Chadwick Boseman, man. Chadwick Boseman played Black Panther, and it just kind of came out of nowhere that he like recently passed. Like what was it? Maybe a
I
few
think it
days
was two.
ago.
Yeah, two or
Yeah,
three
like
days
two.
ago.
Yeah, and to me, it came out of nowhere. I didn't know he had colon cancer and was fighting it
Yeah.
for like 4 years. Um, that is in itself amazing. That you didn't even know, you couldn't tell. And he's doing
Yeah.
so much moves. I mean, he he was James Brown, for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Thurgood Marshall, he did all
Yeah,
the
Thurgood
great blacks.
Marshall, yeah,
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson. That was a great movie, by the way. But let me talk to you about I think it's important that now that we're starting to get, especially like superheroes or something, like we get represented on the screen. Um, I know it's awesome when whenever like something like Hispanic happens, whether it be superhero or just somebody iconic, you see representation on the screen. I think that's important. Sometimes a lot of people can't relate, but what was like that impact? Did you know about Black Panther at all before like they introduced it to the
Um,
movies?
well, I mean, that was one of those movies where you knew it was kind of targeted like for like the black community.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and watched that in theaters, but I didn't have high hopes for it because I didn't know what it was. That it was like kind of unique. I'd never even seen anything close to Black Panther. I knew about the comics and I liked them, but I didn't know how Marvel was gonna go and put it out there and if it was gonna be a hit, which it was. But
Mm.
it was like something that was out of the blue, kind of like you said. Like it was like we're gonna make a Black Panther series, and it's like, oh, really? It's like or a movie, and I'm like, okay, we wanted that, but like it was kind of a shocker, but it was definitely needed
Yeah,
for
you know, and then they found the perfect Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman is like, it's you
yeah,
know how you look at them and you say that is so like you look at Robert Downey Jr. Go that is Iron Man, right? Like
yeah,
he's not playing, he is Iron Man, and I feel like Chadwick Boseman is Black Panther, and
yeah,
I think that's like shows how iconic and good of an actor and just how he just took it all in, and he not just pretends to be Black Panther. It's like he embodied everything Black Panther was about, and he is. I've
mm,
seen so many homages to him and stuff on like Twitter and about like the King and rest in peace, and I think that's awesome. But like I said, I don't want to just also just talk about that, but just all the biopics he did, like James Brown. Like I was like, man, I don't know if anyone could do James Brown, and he
yeah.
did awesome. Jackie Robinson was great, and I remember um, before like I don't even like I remember seeing Black Panther. I don't remember it was like, oh, he was Jackie Robinson, because it's like it was a little bit the last time when I saw it, you sometimes you don't you just don't like you saw it and like that was a great movie, but then when you just like connect it, you're just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, he was Jackie Robinson, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
was
connect
cool.
the dots and
Oh yeah, by
realize
the
like,
way,
wow, this guy.
repping the Marvel, man,
Oh,
repping the
nice,
Marvel
dude.
today. But
Uh, yeah. Hey, DC all day.
this guy just you see no, but like no, like seriously, like I think it was important, and was it like when you saw it and stuff? Did you feel like this was gonna be like the next step forward to like bringing not only like maybe like mainstream characters to mainstream that you never thought, but also just like more African American like superheroes? It's like kind of led the way to more.
Yeah.
Is that what you thought, or like tell me a little bit
I
like.
okay, so I think other than like I think like what was the other black superheroes at the time? I'm trying to think
The only
and I
one I mean that I
none
wish got
to me.
more cred that I think was
Luke Cage?
awesome was, other than Luke Cage, was Blade.
Yeah.
Like Blade
Oh,
was kind of like
Blade,
the
yep.
first, but here's the thing: a lot of people didn't like know that was a comic book movie, so it kind
Yeah.
of like just was like, oh yeah, I know about Blade. So it didn't have that a big social impact like Black Panther did.
Yeah.
But like you said, we had I think you had Black Panther, but you had like Falcon was cool, like Luke Cage started like
Mhm.
coming around.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean,
Because
it it's
that was an iconic movie just because it had a majority black cast and it did really good in the box office and it was a good movie. It was surprising. That was like the most shocking thing. I thought it wasn't gonna get that much eyes on,
mhm.
and it did amazingly good. I watched it in theaters and everyone loved it. Everyone's saying I never freeze and like it's
Yeah,
amazing.
and
Like
then the
it,
Wakanda Forever is like iconic
Wakanda
now,
Forever, like
and,
it
and it
had
represents more than just
it,
like
it
yeah,
it represented a bunch of things,
hmm
and that's what the best part about it. So
yeah, yeah.
I gotta give it up to Marvel for that.
Yeah, yeah, and again, also Chadwick Boseman. So I just
And
wanted to
Chadwick
like
Boseman.
shine a little light on that, and just like I said, rest in peace, King. Like everyone says,
Rip.
I'm not even thinking about like what they're gonna do or whatever. I just right now, I just think all we need to do is just remember what he brought to the screen, and everyone go watch Black Panther if you haven't seen it, because it's awesome. It talks about a lot of social things that are important without like hitting you over the head with it. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's a good on that. So yeah, definitely rest in peace, man. Um, but yeah, what I want to talk about, which I think is a little crazy that I found out kind of recently. I don't think a lot of people talked about this, which I was thought this was kind of like, I don't know how this could be under the rug, but like CW's doing a Powerpuff Girls live action.
Mm,
Like,
yeah, that's
what?
nuts. That's a what left field.
What? Yeah. What is your thoughts on that? And like, I mean, would you ever
It's
think? I mean, they rebooted Powerpuff Girls the cartoon, which I heard
oh
was
yeah, they did.
good.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
was good.
I didn't watch it.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen it either. I remember seeing the older ones. But I heard it was good. But now I never. Would you ever thought they were doing like would do a live action? Like if that could even be done, just because the way
This
Powerpuff
is
Girls
gonna
are.
be really weird. Gonna be a weird live action. It's like, okay, we're gonna have to find like three girls that are like, like it's gonna be like they're gonna do super ability, like super Powerpuff like abilities of this like,
Hmm.
uh, I don't know, this like it's just like too much CG they would have to do. It's just
Especially
like
like
so much stuff.
CW, they're gonna.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're gonna
CW
do. But
low
they do
budget to me.
Supergirl. But they do Supergirl and stuff, and there's some crazy stuff. They do it pretty good. I mean, this is how they're gonna do it, and I think this is kind of the only way because I don't see them like doing like because I think Powerpuff Girls they're like 5 years old or something. They're
Yeah,
not like 10. So
yeah, they're really young.
they're the way they're gonna do it is it's gonna be updated, which I think is the only way you could do it. They're gonna be disillusioned 20 somethings who resent having lost their
Oh,
childhood to
jeez.
crime fighting. So now they're just kind of like hate the fact that as they were like they're gonna pretty much be like, I guess they don't want to be superheroes because as kids they already were. So we're gonna get like early 20s. So you're gonna get that kind of what is it called? Young adult YA kind of stuff to
Yeah,
it. I
it's
mean
gonna
that's
be
CW's
clean.
alley,
Yeah,
right up there,
yeah.
and they do it well. I mean they can sometimes it goes over dramatic, but they can sometimes. I mean they do pretty good with balancing the drama kind of like relationship stuff with like the action.
This is
The
gonna be just so weird with the Powerpuff Girls, but in
Are they
their
gonna wear like the
20s.
dresses? Like how are they
Yeah,
doing that?
it's not,
Are they
that's a weird
are
match.
they all gonna just have like just jackets that are colored and they're just not gonna even I feel like if you're gonna go all out,
Yeah.
go all out. I wanna see like actual like if I wanna see like even if it's just the first episode, a flashback of like I wanna see kids like them as little girls like for like 5 minutes like beating what was the monkey's name?
Mojo
Mojo
Jojo.
Jojo, right? Yeah, just beat a
Yeah,
CGI
dude.
Mojo Jojo just for a little bit, and then. But I think this is the only way you could tackle it like that. Doing a grown up version and stuff like that. But
It's too much for the kid part. If they were 5 years old doing these superpowered beating up monkeys, it's gonna be too much.
oh, you know, Mojo Jojo's probably like an older. You know, he's got to be in this. Like some of
Yeah.
the evil characters were like, or the villains were weird. Like that weird he slash wasn't it like called
She or
she right?
he or
I think it
what?
was
I
just
don't.
she, but it was like both,
It
which
it
I
was a
found.
both a guy and a girl. I remember that.
Yeah, which
It
I
was like,
thought was kind of ahead of its time, honestly, if you think about it, because it's
yeah,
like it could be it's both, or it's not. It doesn't have a
whoever
label.
you want
It
it to
doesn't
be.
have a label, and it was a weird. He was a weird character, or
Yeah.
they whatever was a weird character. Claw hands kind of looked like the devil a little bit. Very.
Hmm.
And then they remember the clone, like the Mojo Jojo made the boys, the Rudy boys or
Rowdy
something,
Rough Boys
Rough
or
boys or
something.
something like that. So they're
Fuck
gonna be
boys.
grown up. I know. They're gonna be the Rowdy Rough Men now, smoking
Boys the men,
together.
huh? Wow,
Oh
this
my
is gonna
gosh.
be. They could do a lot with
I don't
this.
know,
They could
man. I
actually
was
do a
kind of like,
lot.
I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. Now I'm kind of getting a little. I'm hyping myself up now, kind of just to
Yeah.
see this. It could be a train wreck or it could be a fucking amazing. Like I don't
Either way,
know.
I'm watching. Probably that.
At least the first episode, right? At least the
Yeah,
first episode. But
100%, dude.
yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it's they're developing it, so no, I didn't hear anything on cast or anything like that. It's just, I just thought that was just interesting. Okay, so since I have you, especially with the games, and we got a little bit of like anime stuff like to talk about. I want to
Oh
start off
yeah.
with because Halo got pushed back, which kind of sucks because it's
Mhm.
normally a launch for a new system, like new Xbox system, but this time they're not. They got a lot of things, and I was kind of hyped, but when I first heard this, but then I got a little I would say a little worrisome slash. So it was like hyped slash worried slash like calmed because it hit me all at once because when I heard that he's coming back because he was Joseph Staten was like very heavy on the developing the story and stuff of like Halo 1 through 3 when they were part
Mhm.
of Bungie, and I was like, oh, they're gonna get him back, like that's cool as shit, like what are they gonna do with that? But now I'm hearing that he's going to be heavily involved with the I'm trying to think of the quote. Let me see. They put it real quick.
I think it was like the
It was
multiplayer.
It was,
Like,
hold on. It was, what did he say? It was, oh, it's gonna be back on track, and that
oh yeah.
worries me because this is where the worry part comes in. Is it more than just like trying to improve the CG or whatever? Was it the story was lacking? Like, did the story kind of suck? And they're like, oh no, we need to like push this back and fix the story. Like, what do you think when you hear about back on track, and the date
It
being pushed?
sounds like the rail, like the train. It was going smooth, and then it derailed
Mm-hmm.
somewhere around the like probably right before they had those trailers came out, and he got brought on just because it's like, oh, we don't want this to flop. We don't want this to go bad. We need to go and recover what we had,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't seem good. But I would be on the optimistic side because this guy knows how to make stories. 1 through 3 on Halo was actually one of the best stories in the genre, like on the whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go and hopefully recover what they had, but at
Maybe
the same
add stuff.
time,
Mm-hmm.
like it's gonna get delayed and people are gonna get upset. But it's gonna be just like the Sonic movie. People are gonna say, "Oh man, it's delayed because everyone had a bad trailer." This is gonna be the same thing, hopefully, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be bad trailer, delay, recover,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be good.
like the gameplay looks solid to me. I liked it. It looked like Halo, but like you said, maybe the story was missing some things that they were just like couldn't get it like right, or maybe they need to add it. But like he's gonna be lead, which is cool. And also I see that it says in addition to Staten, Pierre Hintz. I hope I'm saying that last name right.
Yeah,
Hintze or Hintz is going to be
whatever it is.
is going to be the head of publishing for he was head of publishing for the Master Chief Collection. He'll be joining the Infinite team as project lead for the multiplayer experience.
Oh, that's what I read. My bad. Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't know they really had someone the Pierre like worked really hard on the multiplayer side of the collection, because I mean, unless he helped fix a lot of, maybe there were like he fixed a lot of like the networking maybe needed a lot of
Mm.
work. I mean, I don't think they did too much on the multiplayer on the collection. I mean, did you notice or think like or wonder like what he was doing, you think, for the collection? Because I mean, I don't know. I mean, I had a good experience, I guess. That's a good thing. I
Well,
don't know.
the full disclosure, I don't own any of the collection on Steam.
Okay.
However, yeah, like, but I've seen like gameplay of it, and I think it's like heavily on the net code. It seems like they're probably going to be working on
Mm-hmm.
because that's the issues I was seeing in the collection was they were having issues with like just connectivity and like logging like not logging out but like uh getting out of games and competitive
Mm-hmm.
like I saw on Steam like on Twitch streams.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I would assume they'll be working on. uh, but the gameplay itself on multiplayer, I don't think they're gonna change anything because people wanted the same old
Yeah.
of like twos and
Well,
all the games they had.
this quote says like Hintz and his team have demonstrated an amazing ability to deliver new content, an excellent fighting program, and substantive updates across collection over the past years. So maybe at first, I don't know, maybe over time, because I mean, you know, once I played through the collection, I don't think I really played too much multiplayer PvP. Really, it was more like co-op stuff for
Mm.
the story. I guess maybe over
Oh,
time he really turned it around. Maybe that's why they're like, okay, we want you on this on our new multiplayer experience, and maybe get all that stuff straight, get the expansions, get netcode maybe going. I don't know. But to me, all this sounds like good news. Like I said, I was a little worried because I'm like, oh, maybe the story is lacking, or maybe it sucked and they had to push it. But even, I mean, I never hate on pushing. I mean, it's a little annoying sometimes 'cause when you're, especially when you're like, there's nothing I'm playing early and I'm waiting for this, and then it gets pushed. But other than
yeah,
that, I'm never hating on the pushing if it's going to make the game better. So I'm down
yeah,
for that. You know what I mean?
exactly. I agree on it. Like that's like what they should be doing. It's
Yeah,
like if
for
it's not right,
everything.
Yeah, for everything. Yeah, for every game.
Fighting games need to get on board with netcode. Like, talk to the small indies too when it comes to fighting games, like
Mm-hmm.
Skullgirls and Power Rangers and
Yes.
stuff. Their netcode is like off the chain. Like, it's probably one of the best connections you have. But like Tekken and all them, just oh my god, like
Capcom.
Capcom, like especially like oh my god, like I was trying to get into like the newer Tekken too, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to play, and I was like, all right, I'm good on practice. Let me take this to like just online to just get better that way rather than playing PC because you know the like the or the CPU because they kind of do the same stuff. So let me say like a real player. So I get on there and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do all these combos because this is what I've been practicing for a couple hours. And then like the fucking network, I mean, I was like, because it gives you the option. I was like, all right, 3 or higher, man. Like nobody, no, I think I did 4 or higher. No one
Four or
less.
higher?
I did
Wow,
4 or
that's
higher, no one
yeah.
less, right? And even with that, dude, I was getting shit connection, man. On it was bad. I couldn't. Some games I couldn't even do anything because it was lagging. So I was like more defensive, and I was getting my ass kicked because I don't like know how to play with like yet with the way they
Delayed
with the
buttons.
delays and shit, and because I'm still
Yeah.
just trying to remember combos, and also I was told that they're kind of like shady when it comes to that, like because I was like. How's it on my
Yes.
end? I was like on my end, it's showing I have full bars, and I've run so many speed tests on my internet and PC. I have like top because I pay a good amount of money for it. I have really good speeds, and I was like, okay, on there on mine on Tekken is like showing me I had all bars. I'm like, I'm good, and I was like, well, it's the other person because they got like yellow and it's like 3, and I'm like, whatever. And then I was
Yeah.
told I was playing with a friend, and he told me he was like, no, on my end it says I had good connection, and it said I had the best connection. You had the shitty connection. I'm
Mm,
like, dude, nah, man, something. That's some
something's
bull.
fishy
Yeah, that's
here.
some
Yeah.
bull, man. That's not true. So I don't know, man. But anyways, like I said, I'm just Halo needs good. I mean, when you get first person shooters, you know, as Valorant, man, you got to have
Yeah.
that on
You
point
had to
connection,
have.
man. Because that it can make or break a match. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
Um,
Because
yeah. So
yeah.
okay. So I want to talk about since I have you here, you're the you know, kind of like the
I
anime
wouldn't say
guy.
that.
Yeah, I mean you are, man. What are you talking about? Well, RSA, you're the Netflix anime shill. I go to you for Netflix
Okay.
shows.
Yeah, you're right.
So
You're right. I
Netflix
watch.
animes are. I kind of figured out what they're doing now. They're deciding that they're gonna go the CG
Mm-hmm.
route with their animes. It seems like that's
I'm
what
okay
they're
with
doing.
it.
So the trailer for Dragon's Dogma, I guess they said it's like this acclaimed adaptation or something like that. And I watched the trailer. Interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Berserk, with some like fairy tale. I mean, it showed more serious stuff, but it's about I guess this guy, his family got killed by a dragon, the love of his life. And it looks
Mm-hmm.
like he meets the cast of characters, and it's the point of him. I guess I don't know if it's just one dragon or one specific dragon, or if there's only one that exists in this world. It's not clear in the trailer, but he's after the one that killed his family, and he meets a bunch of people, and it looks like they fight all kinds of creatures. There's like a griffin. It looks like maybe some weird troll or something like that they're fighting.
Yeah. I
What
think it
would
was a
it?
Cyclops.
Cyclops, yeah, maybe something
Yeah.
like that. It was real quick. It looked like a series. Looked like cool action. What are your thoughts on this, man? Is this something that excites you or what?
Just a little bit.
Only a
I
little.
was the
Okay.
okay. I don't know the series. That's why.
Well, that's
I
good,
didn't
right?
care. Yeah, I know. I was like into the deep end. But
Mm-hmm.
I was excited because of the CG looked amazing compared to other CG from other Netflix animes.
Okay, okay.
It, you know?
Enlighten me on that because, like I said, I mean, when I
Um,
see it all, it kind of looks the same. But you actually watch a lot of their CG anime shows, so tell me what
yes.
makes it look
So,
better.
for example, I think the most recent show I've seen that's CG anime is Kengan Asura, and it looks very stuttery, slow. This one looked like they kind of upped the frames a little. It looked more fluid. It had a flow that wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna kick you, and it's gonna be just 2 frames of just kicking, and it was way better in that department. And also, it was like really cinematic. I didn't know it was gonna be that cinematic of a trailer. Most of the time, they kind of show this this like little pieces. Like the trailer was well done, made
Mm-hmm,
at least.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the music was sounding
And
pretty cool.
I don't know anything about the story, but it's Capcom. I didn't know. I was like, oh man, like this looks like a really interesting game I should have played, and now I'm probably gonna get interested in the lore just off this trailer, and I'm gonna investigate now.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, I'm actually gonna probably like see what this how old this game is. But while I'm doing that, okay, so like I want to comment on what you're saying. Like I notice, especially like when I was trying to when I first. It's so funny how you did like a 360 on the CG animes because I remember I was pushing that
Yeah,
Berserk series from you for so
yeah,
long. You're like, I can't get behind the CG stuff, but
exactly.
I would say that the CG like in Berserk, like you could tell because it was like
It's
earlier. It's like when they
it's
do stuff
earlier,
on them,
yeah.
they're kind of like it's very like they're just
Static.
like kind of like yeah. It's not always like it's not like fluid. And this looked like this is I'm saying this in the best
They're
compliment way possible. When you watch like game CG, like cinematics, like in game like cinematics, like whatever that's like a brief like CG clip or something when you're playing a game, it looked like that. Like it looked like oh this is like a game CG or a game cinematic. Uh, I think that's why it looks so good. You know what I mean? If
yeah.
that makes any sense.
Maybe they got some of the game devs from the actual game to help with it. You never know. Like, it looked that good. It looked like I was watching a cinematic from a game. They could
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this looks like the story with dragons. It seemed like it was gonna be a lot. It's like a bunch of smoke and mirrors and stuff. A lot of like uh this crazy fantasy stuff. And I'm like, okay, they have uh like what was the female he was with? Like it was like a mage, like she could
Something like
heal
that.
him. Yeah, it was like they had like abilities and they're gonna show those abilities and it's like, okay, this is going to look very high end interesting. Like with this the
Yeah.
action. The
So
action looked amazing.
so apparently this is not as old as I thought. Like I'm thinking like
Yeah.
Super Nintendo, right? But
You
this
think
is
it's 90s? No, it's more recent.
yeah, it's like 360, PlayStation 3, 2012, and then the enhanced version actually came out for Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So it came out for Windows
Wow.
first in 2016, and then 4 and 1 it came out in 2017, and it actually came out for Nintendo Switch in 2019. Dude, I have never heard of this game.
Yes, I know.
What the
Isn't
fuck?
it?
And
Isn't
it
that
had an enhanced version. It literally had a freaking enhanced version of it. I've not
already?
heard of it.
Like, come on, Capcom, give us enhanced versions of old Capcom games.
I
Come on.
know, but if you're gonna enhance a game, at least announce it better. Because this went under the radar, the original and the enhanced. You know, like I've
Yeah.
heard more about what's
What are we?
Bayonetta than
Oh,
like
yep.
enhanced more when that came than I've heard of them pushing this game, which I find very strange. And the fact that
That is so weird.
they're jumping on they're jumping on this track of okay, this story is that compelling. Let's take a chance and make an anime series out of it. Very interesting, man. It's open
Yeah.
world. So you make your character. So it's very RPG. It's not like one set hero. So, do you think fans of this game could they get behind having a character that they don't like can put their self behind? It's going to already be pre-made characters. I mean, I'm sure throughout the people who they talk to, there might be some homages or characters from the game that like they can talk to. But do you think like people are gonna like get behind like all right this character's already made if they played this game like
Uh,
following someone else's story rather than their own, you know?
true. Well, I never thought about that. Like, I most of the time when I like watch like adaptations of games, I wanted like I want to see the character develop in a different way than I would have thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wouldn't want to do. Is like someone else has the controller right now, and I would think that they would do something I wouldn't expect. If it's like something like kind of generic, I would like, this is like I don't know, like something I would do. It's like, this is something I wouldn't have thought the game would be actually more appealing than
Yeah.
going the same route of like, oh yeah, he goes and like, cause like in a game, it's more linear in like those kind of games. I think in a Capcom game like this, it would probably be linear, but
This is open world.
oh, it's open
It's
world.
open world and you make your own character and class and stuff.
Oh wow. So how are they gonna make? Okay, I'm confused now. Okay, that this really
Yeah.
puts a Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a story mode where it's like more like you can edit the character, but no, it's open
I
world.
mean, I'm
So
sure open world. I'm sure like with any like open world, there's like a set story and main objectives, but I guess you just
yeah,
do whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I mean like as I think I think even like fans of the game, I think they could probably get behind this character because he's a I guess the class is he's a fighter sword guy, kind of the classic big sword. I'm gonna fuck shit up and do some cool shit doing it while I have like my mage with me, and I'm sure
hell
there's gonna
yeah.
be I'm sure there's gonna be like some man beast friend to like another like mixed
You gotta
kind
have
of.
four in the party. Come on,
Yeah,
let's
it's
be
gonna be
honest.
four, and one of them's gonna be half animal, half human kind of thing,
Yep.
or
You
something
gotta
like
have
that.
the healer. The like, come
Yeah.
on, it's
Oh, what the heal the archer? There's always
the
someone who's an
archer.
archer.
Yep, yep. Long distance. I don't fight with my like there was like a brute guy, which is him with the
Mhm.
sword, and then there's the crossbow guy
Yeah, the crossbow guy, or gal. I don't know.
or
Whoever they
gal.
do.
Yeah.
The mage could. I mean, they're making the mage female in this, but it looks cool. Me going not knowing anything about it, it does pique my interest. So I might check it out. Piggybacking off of that, real quick, I want to talk about. I saw recently that DC dropped a new their new. I guess it's going to be their new line of um, movies that are going to connect with each other because the
Hmm.
last one they did was Dark Apocalypse, and that like ended like that ended their like run of movies because they had like the movies that they were making currently after Flashpoint were all tied together, so it was like their own kind of like
Okay.
52, and then you could
Okay.
watch one and it all connected, and Apocalypse ended that. So a spoiler a little bit in Dark Apocalypse, Flash has to, which I thought was like a very dark ending, but it also gave you a little hope. He had to go to the Speed Force because shit was over at the end. Everything was going to shit, and he's like, I don't want to do this again because of Flashpoint. They're like, yeah, you have to. We're all about to die. And then he goes, and that was like their way of resetting their movie universe, which I was like, oh, that's fucking genius. So this one was their first lineup was Superman. It's called Superman Man of Tomorrow. And so instead of Batman Year One, this is Superman Year One, which
Mm.
was interesting because I was like, oh yes, another Superman movie. That's cool. And it's kind of like his year one, but I'm glad they don't go back to where he's like, okay, he's gonna like most of the movie he's a little kid, and then toward the end he's like goes into Superman. No, they do it real fast. Show him, being the kid, and he's different. He knows he's different. Then it goes into him already like moving to Metropolis, and he's like trying to be a reporter, and he's already going out doing things. He has like just like a cool like jacket, aviator goggles. I kind of like that like first like year one look.
Hey.
It's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Let's vintage.
And yeah, and I mean he has Lobo. Lobo's like one of his first like outer space villains. Of course they got Lex in there. Lex and him kind of
Hmm.
like are like kind of work together, which is weird at first. But it lays pavement for future movies of how that we already know how that relationship's gonna go. But it's like Lobo and Parasite. I mean, I thought it was balls to throw Parasite as a big baddie in this movie. Parasite's one of the coolest fucking characters. I will say I don't kind of like the way Parasite looks in this. He looks very Godzilla like. They even have like a Godzilla moment where he sucks so much he just gets big and he gets spikes in his back. He looked like
Hey.
Godzilla 2000.
That's
The
awesome,
American
actually.
shitty movie. No, the shitty
Oh,
American one.
oh, okay,
You know
never
what I'm
mind.
talking about? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if
okay.
that was considered. That was. I think I meant year 2000, not
The
like Tokyo Godzilla 2000, but like
oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
the
I thought
the the
yeah,
American shitty one. Yeah, that one. He looks
never
like
mind.
that with the longer.
The
Um,
iguana.
yeah, but purple. But anyways, I did not know this. This is what I want to piggyback off. I did not realize this. I thought it was all because all their movies are like hand drawn, and of course there's some of the like vehicles when they do it's all kind of CG and stuff. They do certain things CG. This entire movie is CG cell shaded, but it looks hand drawn.
Whoa,
It looks hand drawn. It's
that's
like
cool.
above. I hate. I might hurt you a little bit. It's above like the CG level of Netflix because
Okay.
it's not cell shaded to where you could tell it's cell shaded. It has the bold lines, but it looks like it's just everything's drawn, but everything is CG. I was like, "Fucking, are you serious?" Like, it doesn't like. There's times where you have to look close when they're standing still. You're like, "Oh, that is." I could see like when he's turning his computer, but other than that, you cannot even tell. And I was like, I just thought it was the art style, just going with the bold lines and like, oh, they're going
Uh,
back to like cell shading, kind of like
yeah.
the way they're doing
Just
it.
letting
But
you know, like that's actually an art style in itself. Like
yes,
having it look like it's like drawn, but it's not. It's called Grease Pencil.
Grease
It's really
pencil.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Kind of. I guess that's like I would say some of where they I guess contribute to like some of the comics too that they do where it's all
Mm,
computer. It's not like if you ever seen
yeah.
those like mid 2000 Ghost Rider comics, it's like oh my god, those things are sick, and and that's all computer. I was like Jesus Christ, like those are sick
It's
looking.
better
Yeah,
to me.
it's cool, man. It's cool. But yeah, well that's cool. Well, like I said, they took that and they put it here. If the future movies are gonna look like this, yeah, hell yeah, like let's go, let's do it. And I like the Man of Tomorrow because it brings like what makes Superman good, like that hope and like that positivity and him trying to like kind of see him struggle a little bit, like because he knows he knows he's an alien. He's like kind of like it's like about him like do I tell people do I like do be a hero and tell people I'm an alien, or do I like not tell anybody and not be a hero, or do I just be a hero and lie and kind of like lie to them? And I like that whole like going through his head and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say that movie. I'll probably give that like a 4.5 out of 5 because that movie was awesome. Had a good act. Lobo's great, man. Lobo needs to
Dude,
be in a fucking movie, bro. I mean, I could.
where can I watch it? Like,
Um. Well, it's so they just dropped it, so you have to either like go on a like do their virtual renting like Vudu or streaming, or
uh,
I'm pretty sure,
oof.
or eventually like they always do, they put their movies on their like DC app. But that's a
Okay.
good segue. It's a good segue because we just got recently the good news that Jim Lee confirms that the DC Universe's original content is heading to HBO Max. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so
Okay. I have
that
that.
was on Fandom. That was on Fandom. So like that's interesting because it's saying that like they're it's saying that a lot of things are changing. So maybe in the future, like I said, if you have HBO Max, eventually that will eventually probably go on the DC app to be free or wherever you can watch the movies. And since all those movies are going to HBO Max, I'm going to say eventually Superman, Man of Tomorrow, you're going to be able to watch on HBO Max. So that's cool. So you'll be able to watch that
Yeah.
for free. But like what I'm saying about things are changing. Yeah. It's crazy because now that is showing that possibly that DC app is I'm not going to say it's going to be like they're going to get rid of it, but it just seems like they're finally going to fuse just DC content with HBO. So all their shows, all the movies, everything is just you're just going to go on HBO Max and not have to pay a separate fee. And I think that DC app is probably just going to be digital. It's probably going to turn into where you could just read comics, I think.
Okay.
Um, which I think is I kind of I don't know. I like the DC app because I like that I can get I can get a bunch of digital comics I can watch or read on my phone on my TV, and I can watch their shows. I don't like I hate that they might get like rid of it or it might change, but in the process, what I was thinking is why don't they do what like Disney does, where it's like you pay one price. And you get both things like Disney does. Disney, you could get Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu for one flat price, and you get access to all three.
Hmm.
I was hoping that eventually like they just say, hey, instead of you paying $8 for DC, and you have to pay a separate thing for HBO Max, or you if you have HBO Max, you don't have DC. They just say, okay, well if you have HBO Max, then DC app comes with it,
Oh,
and I would
that
like
would be
that.
such a lifesaver. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that because I think there's so many good shows and stuff that people are missing. Because I hate the fact that a lot of people, it sucks because it is kind of niche that a lot of people are missing out on some really good shows because it's like, it's understandable. Like why, like why,
DC's trying,
yeah, like because I mean, for example, for you, like why are you gonna pay eight? You want to see a good show, but why are you gonna pay $8 a month for this one show? Or if you're
hmm
not so sure about, am I gonna like Doom Patrol or am I gonna like read comics? Like where's the value for me? And I can
Yeah.
understand why you would. And it's like I said, it's strictly DC, so I could see why it would be. A lot of people wouldn't, unless they want to read comics in DC and take chances on the properties. I can see why people are probably wouldn't jump on it. But so let me ask you, hearing that possibly all the shows, like you said, you have HBO Max, everything can
Yeah.
go on there. They already have Harley Quinn and Doom Patrol on HBO Max you can watch.
Yeah.
Does that sweeten the pot that they could just put everything on there? Would that make you like look into like old Batman animated TV show, Justice League? Would that make you delve into the maybe some of the
Hell
new
yeah.
content? That would be cool, man.
Yeah. I have to say HBO. they need to do this. They need to go and have a competition to Disney Plus, which has all the Marvel stuff. HBO would have all the DC stuff. That would be
Yeah.
awesome if they did that. I've already watched like Birds of Prey on there, which was
Hmm.
cool. And then after that, like all the like the two other shows, like the Harley Quinn animated one,
So good.
I watched the season one of that and it was actually
It's
pretty good.
fucking good, man. It's
It
so
was good.
funny.
I haven't watched season two yet, but
Yeah.
like I'm really into it, and I can't wait till they actually get more stuff from DC on there. Because why aren't they? There's no reason not to.
I know.
You know?
Like you said, they put Doom Patrol, which is really good too. It's weird, but it's really
Yeah.
good. And to me, because we talked about a couple episodes ago, we talked about that they're trying to sell Crunchyroll to
Ooh. Yeah.
I think it was Sony, I believe, because they already are own parts of Funimation, and it would make sense because if you already have Funimation, why not just add Crunchyroll and just do that. So if that spot is gonna be gone, because when you look on HBO Max, the Crunchyroll stuff is kind of limited anyways. If they're
Hmm.
gonna end up selling it and get rid of that, then right there, just make that like the DC app right there. Like put the DC. I know they have a DC spot, but I'm just saying make it like the full app there. You can click on there. You get access to comics. You get access to all the shows, not just one or two or three or whatever, or some movies, everything. And I think that would be a good placeholder if they're gonna end up, selling Crunchyroll. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with it, man. Like I said, if I can just get a flat rate for instead of me paying DCN, well, I'm not really paying HBO Max because luckily I got a pay Xfinity, so it's tied together.
Oh,
But
lucky.
but other people, so if other people instead of them paying two separate things, I think it'll work out. And it'll probably if it goes to HBO Max, man, I could. All right, I don't need to pay for the app. I got it. It's all tied in together. I can still access
Yeah.
the comics and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's a good one. But speaking of a series, um, this I knew they were doing a Netflix Joe Exotic movie or something, and I thought that was what Kate McKinnon was tied to, but apparently she's tied to this Joe Exotic like limited series that's airing on NBC, of course, their Peacock streaming service, or Peacock as the young ones like
Peacock.
to call it, and USA Network. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's playing as, of course, she's gonna play as Carol Baskins. So like, what do you think? Because Kate McKinnon, like, I don't know, man. She's very like she's comedic
I don't.
most of the time, right? She just does comedy.
Yeah. She's
Do you
not.
do you
I don't
think
think she's not it.
do you think this is gonna be just like a spoof? Do you think this is gonna just be like, are they gonna take? Because this story is kind of like the people are funny because they're just not good people and they do stupid things. But do you think like this is
Okay.
like they do, man? They're fucking. Oh my god, they're just the
Yeah.
shit they do. Uh,
It's
do you
it's a
think this
comedy
is
slash tragedy.
yeah, exactly the
Yeah.
comedy part is like, are these people exist? Like that's the comedy part, but it's mostly
Hmm.
tragic and sad, right? Because a
Yeah.
lot of the shit what happens to some people, I know the animals most importantly. So do you think this show is gonna kind of like become like something that's made fun of, or become like a meme, like what they're doing already with
Uh,
memes? Like, do
I,
you think
I,
that's good for the show? You think that's what they should do?
this is okay. If they're going the route of a parody of already something that was funny and people made a meme of anyways, it's
Hmm.
not gonna go. It's not gonna go that way because everyone's like, yo, why did you make a parody of something that was already a parody of itself almost? Like it was a comedy reality show, you know?
Yeah.
And now McKinnon wants to go and make more jokes about it. It's like, I don't know.
Well,
Without,
we're assuming, like, I
yeah,
mean, she might not. She might turn around. I mean, Carol Baskins is just the way she acts is kind of like,
more serious, yeah.
well, I mean, she says some things you're just like, I don't know. It's hard to explain Carol
It's
Baskins.
weird.
She's like, I mean,
She's
I think
unique.
she clearly
Yeah.
killed her husband. I mean,
Dang, he said it.
I think she clearly did it. I mean, hey, whatever. They can't prove it. I don't know if whether she hired the people down to where he was going all the time. Where was he going, to Costa Rica or something, or Puerto Rico?
Something. Yeah,
So,
Costa Rica.
well, I don't know if she got some of the people down there, hired him to come take him from the van and do away with him, or she grinded him and fed him to the tigers. I don't know. either way, just something's going on. And do you think they're going to tackle that, or do you think they're going to go toward that, or they're just going to not even touch that because you know
They
Carol
could
Baskins.
spin it to something like what if scenarios, like a hypothetical of her going to Costa Rica and back and like all this crazy shenanigans that she does. Maybe that's what that could be a possibility. And what they're doing is like, oh, people don't know what happens in this section of Joe Exotic.
Mm.
Let's go and say a what if scenario on that, like a parody almost, but we're just filling in the gaps. That would be kind of cool, right?
That'd be interesting. Like I said, I don't know if they're trying to go true facts with this. I don't know if they're trying to get jokey with it. I don't know if it's a mix of both. And it seems like it's going
Pride
to be
mix.
from her point of view because the Netflix kind of was like Joe Exotic's point of view. There was an episode with her and they would go back and forth, but it's mostly Joe Exotic's. And it just seems like this is going to be from her point of view because the premise is saying that it centers around Carol Baskin, who's a big cat enthusiast who learns that fellow exotic animal lover Joe Exotic Shrevogel, I remember you told me what that means, is breeding using his big cat for profit. She sets out to shut down his venture, inciting a quickly escalating rivalry, but Carol has a checkered past of her own, and when the claws come out, Joe will stop at nothing to expose what he sees as her hypocrisy. So, of course, that's what he was all about, like calling her out on his little internet show, saying she killed her husband. So they are, it
Hmm.
looks like they're going to maybe tap into it. I don't know if it's going to show her previous marriage and then her new marriage, and then all of a sudden you got to like, uh
Yeah.
oh, what happened to him all of a sudden?
Hmm.
If they're just going to lightly touch it, I don't know. But you think they're gonna try to twist this and make her look good, or do you think they're gonna turn it
Please
on their
don't.
head and just make you at first you're like, oh man, this is like yeah, she's not like she's getting freaking harassed by this guy and she doesn't deserve it, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like, oh, you thought that, and don't you remember the husband disappearing? Don't you remember she's not any better because she does this with her cats? Like you think it'll do it like that, or you just think the whole thing's just gonna be jokey? Or what do you want to see in
Uh,
a Joe Exotic limited series?
it's either you full commit to the all jokies,
Mm-hmm.
like like with the straight joke and making fun of the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
like, or you could just go in to say, hey, we're gonna just do a reenactment of the show, pretty much of a
Dramatization.
dramatization of a drama. That would be
Yeah.
kind of cool, right? I don't.
Yeah.
They could. It's like you have to go and commit to something. I think they have to commit to the jokes. That's what I would want to see is these jokes, but it's gonna be like
But with Kate
too
McKinnon's
much.
like movie past, she's always like over the top. So do you think it's just going to? What if it is trying to be like a dramatization? But do you think she is going to just like be in like it looks like she'll be in the wrong series? Do you think she's going to be over the top, or do you think she can calm down, or do you
Mm,
think she will, or
I
I don't
think for
know.
this role, she has to kind of be over the top because she kind of
Oh
like
my!
Carol
Over the
Baskin
top. Kate McKinnon
is
though is rough, man.
yeah.
So Saturday Night
I,
Live sketch. I don't know if I want to see that.
oh, that please don't say that. But you never know. It could be a hit. It could be a hit with over the top.
Now,
You
do
never
you
know.
think
It
this
could
is
be
too
working.
late? Do you think it's too late? Because do you think everyone's already, the Joe Exotic thing happened and came and was a big thing, and now do you think by the time this comes out, do you think it's kind of like the big, you know, the thing about what made Joe Exotic like there was because it was in that time period where everyone was at home and it was like,
Hmm.
oh, let's check out this crazy thing, and it was a big hit. Do you think this is going to be too late and not a lot of people really care anymore?
I think people are still in that like we're in the Corona era,
Mm-hmm.
so they might still be into uh like this is a hit. This is a hit when the beginning. In the beginning, they're gonna try to maybe like go and still get off on that hit mentality throughout in the late summer. I don't it's a stretch, but I think it still is in the media. People still know Joe Exotic.
Mm-hmm.
They still, it's popularized, and I believe it's a little bit late,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still gonna get eyes on. It's still in the media.
Now, do you think these people like deserve that extra attention? Because like you know how it's like,
Mm,
do I want to give these people like more attention and these shitty people more attention and more press? Like, that's
uh,
the thing. But then if they do it, I mean, Carol Baskins might not like it. I don't know. Maybe they do it to a
she
way
might
where
sue
she
him.
might. She didn't want to be in that after show thing when Joel McHale did the like interviews and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're
She
right.
didn't want to
She
be
was not
part of
right.
it and stuff like that. I mean, I
I
don't
think it's
know.
just legal issues.
Yeah,
But like,
I don't know.
I think for Carol Baskin, she probably wants this more press because it gives her more eyes onto her businesses, good or bad, and she's probably gonna make money off of it. You never know. She
Yeah,
gets a cut from this. Her
I
name's in it all
I
over the
don't
place.
know because there's like a way because like people who go to jail and stuff like whenever they do that stuff they don't get money. Like I think there's
Oh,
a
you're
way,
right.
but I don't know about her. She's not in
Mm.
jail or anything, so I don't
Yeah,
know. I
Joe
don't
Exotic doesn't get money.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't know. Maybe true stories you can get away without having to pay. I hope she doesn't get money for that shit. Cause her workers are slaves, dude. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that
Well,
whole
there
shit is crazy, dude.
it is, but they're like brainwashed. It's
It's
different.
like,
It's just
hey,
like,
you're volunteering, but if you want to get to this level, you want this
mm,
new colored shirt, you have to put in the hours. And then the people are
the
like,
shirts.
and then the people are like, oh man, I want to get to like gold status and do this or whatever. Like I know I have to. It's how many hours, but I want to get there fast. So they end up working like 48 hours in like. Or no, they end up working like 72 hours in like 3 days or however they do it. I mean, no, that's not possible to do 72 hours in like
Yeah,
in like 2 days or whatever. But I
that's a
just
lot of
mean,
work.
yeah, I just mean they put all those hours in like a week or a month or that's like almost like not sleeping to get to
Y-
this status, and so she gets more work out of that because these people want to get this position and this colored shirt, and it's just like what the fuck, man, like
Yeah, it's nuts, and
it's crazy.
it is crazy, and I can't believe
Is she a genius or what?
I can't believe she's getting away with it.
I
It's just like,
know.
it's like, how is this making sense to anyone?
Colors, man. It's just colors, dude. Like I
I
don't
they maybe
understand.
like yellow a lot. I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. I don't know. She took like the Cub Scout thing and twisted it into this
Yeah,
evil thing.
adult Cub Scouts right
Yeah,
there.
into this cult thing. I don't know. But oh, so you saw that Come Play trailer. I mean, like I told you, this is gonna have some game incorporation. So I thought this would be right up your alley
Mm,
with this
yeah.
AR horror movie. Um, what is your thoughts? Tell a little bit about what you got out of the plot. What do you think this plot is about to
So
people who don't
come
know?
and play. That's this is what I saw
Hmm.
is pretty much they base it off an autistic kid, which was kind of cool, but at the same time he's always on his phone and he doesn't seem to talk.
Right.
And
He can't relate to kids. He can't talk to kids, or he
yeah,
doesn't want to, or
he
whatever.
doesn't talk to like most of his friends and such, but I think he uses his like his devices to like communicate, which is cool. And now it's like he's at a point where he's on his phone and he sees things in the dark, and after that it's an entity
Hmm.
that he goes and sees, and it's like, oh, you want to be my friend? And that was like the main phrase that they kept saying. He's like, oh, he just wants to be a friend.
Hmm.
This one character is like, that's a weird monster thing.
That
Everyone that
thing,
sees,
it almost looked like those that I wish I could remember the artist. You know the artist who does those weird ass fucking like it looks like his world of monsters. He does like the he's the one that created the like Siren Head and like those weird creatures. You know what I'm talking
oh,
about?
no, like you're talking about like the Silent Hill, like
No,
the
it's just like
oh,
one person who like just creates these monsters and like the lore gets made behind him. It's kind of like following the whole Slender Man kind of made up
Slender Man.
stories.
Oh,
Yeah, but this creature kind of looks like it's like in that kind of world, that weird world, and it's almost like okay. For a second, I was like, okay, so is this like about a game who like it like makes these monsters? But it looks like it's one monster, and it looks like it
yeah.
uses the AR. As the
Oh,
oh
sorry.
bless you. No, you're good.
Yeah.
It looks like it makes like the AR is able to see, or you can use your phone or whatever to see it.
Yeah.
And so the question
Oh.
so the question is, do you? The question is it really trying to be his friend, or is it trying to take him away? kind of deal because it looks like it's. I mean, that one part of the trailer. I mean, the kid's spinning in the air. It didn't look like he was having fun, dude.
Yeah, he's just spinning the playfully.
Yeah, I
But
don't know, man. That thing looked creepy though. Like I was worried. Like, okay, are they? There's two things I didn't want. I didn't want it to where it's a whole movie where you don't see it at all. You just see like little hints. I know some people like
oh,
that,
I
but
hate those.
if the whole
No.
movie I don't ever see it, I don't like it. And then I was worried that it might show it too much to where it just looks cheesy. But this looks like
Yeah.
it's like the right amount, and like the CG or whatever looks pretty good because when it's having its hand out and shit, that you can see like kind of like the veins, the skin looks like muscle or whatever the hell. It looks
Yeah, it
kind of
looks
nasty.
detailed.
It looks
Yeah.
fucking crazy. And the way
I
it
like the
moves and
design though.
bends, yeah, it's kind of simple but also kind of crazy looking.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
said Slender Man, I was like, "Oh, that makes sense now," because I didn't really get what it was. It's just like this entity thing. It's like a slender, giant, lanky creature.
That
Kind of
can
looks like,
bend and flip and crazy. Walks all crazy in the walls and shit. I don't know.
yeah, red eyes, all
And
that
I'm
jazz.
excited for the lore. It looks like it has lore because it almost looks like there's already a story about this creature. And then at one point it showed in the trailer the TV. It looked like the TV showed like the book of this creature or something, and
Mm.
then it was flipping and it showed like there's a ton of lore on this. So it might be an already existing creature. What do you think? Do you think this is something like would be cool? Do you like the trailer? Like, does that kind of get you like curious? Because it's coming out on Halloween.
Oh, yeah, perfect timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a perfect timing for most horror films because everyone's inside and it's coming up, so everyone's gonna be probably watching horror movies 100% on Halloween. But yeah, like this movie looks way more interesting than most horror movies. 90% of horror movies, I would be like, no, next, next, next. This
Yeah,
one
I know.
is like the Babadook to me. Like,
Did you like that? I know a lot of people like Babadook, but Babadook to
I
me,
liked it.
did you?
I liked it.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling the Babadook, man. At the end, I was like, oops. I don't know. I don't know. That wasn't for me. But I get what you're saying because I mean, you're trust me. I'm the minority when it comes to that. I know a lot of people love the Babadook, so I'm part of the minority. But um, yeah, it looks like that. And now the Halloween slot's kind of. For a second, I was like, well, what are they gonna do for Halloween? Because the Halloween movie, the sequel, got pushed till next year. So
Oh
now there's no
yeah.
slot, and now this is a slot filled for that, and it might
Mm,
get more eyes than it would have, like generally, if the sequel to Halloween didn't get pushed. So that's good on the movie.
yeah. Capitalizing.
Hell yeah, man! And it looks really creepy. I hope it's not too gimmicky and stuff with like the AR thing. It's interesting to use autistic kid. I just hope. I don't know if the kid. I mean, I don't know if it's like I mean, I'm sure it's probably an actor, but I hope it doesn't. You got to toe the line when
Oh
it comes to
no.
playing an autistic kid. It could be
Oh
either
jeez.
it could either be really bad of like this isn't a true depiction of a kid with autism, or it could be a good one. So we will
Yeah,
see on that, man.
exactly.
I don't
Good
know.
luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Speaking of horrors, again, I don't understand, but again, I'm hearing another thing about the Thing. It's getting a reboot now. There was
Again.
a yeah, so there was of course the original was it 50s The Thing, which was like the Thing from outer space. Then John Carpenter came out with The Thing, which was in the 80s with Kurt Russell, which was fucking amazing. Have you seen the Thing with Kurt Russell?
I've seen the original,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And then they did a prequel which was in like 2000, I think it was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the team that was there first that discovered the creature. I haven't seen that one. I heard it was like not that good. I saw a trailer. I almost was that close to like I was on Voodoo and I was like, I might buy this just to see because I like the thing and it looked cool. But I heard
Hmm.
some people didn't. I mean, heard people didn't really like it. Say it wasn't as that good like the
It was
original thing.
iffy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not memorable at all. I
yeah.
watched it, so
Oh, okay. So I don't remember.
yeah.
I've never seen it. But this one is number one. This is gives might give us hope. It's Blumhouse is gonna do it. It's in early development. It's gonna be a reboot, so it's not a sequel or prequel. It's a reboot, and John Carpenter is involved. So
Oh,
so
okay.
how does that make you feel hearing those things?
Uh, it's it's a third reboot, so to me, but
Mm-hmm.
John Carpenter, he's like actually the guy that made it pretty much. So like I want to go and hope that he's gonna put the time and effort on it, but
And it's
at the same
Blumhouse. Blumhouse has been throwing out some beast movies, man.
Oh,
They've been
okay.
crushing it in the horror. If you want to hear about Blumhouse, I mean, they got a ton of good movies out there.
Okay.
Um,
Like what did they make? Like or
I
what's something?
believe, oh man, because I've watched them. I think Blumhouse. I think they did help do Invisible Man. I believe, and that movie was
Oh,
fucking
okay, okay.
badass. Let me see.
Some
I'm gonna.
classic. So they do like classic horror kind of stuff.
Well, the cool thing, no, what makes Blumhouse good is that they do like they know what they can do with their limited budget, and so it's not heavy CG. They take their limited budget and bust out these bangers of movies. So
Okay.
here's some they did. I mean, they're not all of course like hits, but I mean they're most of them are. Like, did I ever see Maw? Did you ever see that?
No. I wait. Is that the one with? Wait. Is that the one with the girl from the woman from the Help? Or no?
Yes.
That's.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh, it
whoa!
is.
You
Okay.
know which one I'm talking about, right? Yeah, she's like
Yeah.
the yeah, she like lets these kids have the party in her like basement. She's a
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah, they did do the Invisible Man. Um, they did the Invisible Man. Let's see. Oh, they were helped doing an upgrade. They did some productions. They did was a upgrade.
Okay.
That was fucking cool. Um, they usually do like tie projects, like they would help contribute to Us and Get Out. They were help
Oh.
with
Okay.
those.
Okay.
Happy Death Day.
Damn.
Um,
They do a lot
yeah,
actually.
man. So like there's a lot that they do, and they, like I said, they know how to take the small budget and just make these bangers. So that's what gets me excited because, and if you haven't seen Invisible Man, that's like what came out last year. I saw it in theaters before the COVID thing hit, um,
Mm-hmm.
or was it early this year before COVID? I can't remember when Invisible. It's
I
just it
think it
seems.
was like last
It
year at
was. Are you
least.
sure
Yeah.
or was this year? I swear it was like the beginning of this year.
I thought it was the end of last
Oh,
year.
maybe it
I
was. I
don't
don't know,
know.
but
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? COVID's been just ugh, it's just
It
this
just
time,
messed up
and
my brain.
yeah, I know. It was like really good, man. I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect this movie to be that good. Um, so it gives me hope, and like you said, John Carpenter helped make the thing what the thing was, and Blumhouse. To me, you get Blumhouse and John Carpenter. I think we're gonna get practical effects like the original.
Ooh, please do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I heard the Thing prequel one, which since you
It
saw
had
it, it had a
CG.
lot heavy CG. It was all CG,
It
right?
all CG.
Yeah,
Like
yes.
they kind of redid like some of the spot like the parts, like the
Mm-hmm.
ending scene of the thing where like they're like all in chairs. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of did something similar to that where like they see the monster come out of someone
Mm-hmm.
and it's totally not the
Not the
same.
same,
It's
right?
it's not the same.
Yeah. So what would you want out of this? Okay, because think about it, if this is going to be a reboot, do you think what would you want out of the reboot? Do you want like the same time period? Do you want the same location? Do you want that all different? Practical effects? Like,
Mm,
do you want them to
okay.
recycle it? Like, what would you want out
Mm,
of this reboot?
I'm I'm actually torn on this because like I want to say let's redo everything. This different area, location. Maybe still have the winter theme, but in a different area kind of thing. Or I want
Mm-hmm.
practical effects 100%, but just make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would want. But at the same time, I know that if they did that, it would kind of like everyone else would be like, no, that's not what you like. We want the same thing. We want recycled stuff. We want the exact same scene that like because
Yeah.
there's scenes in the thing that people want to like see. There's like this like the dogs when you see
I
the
don't want, dude.
dogs
That's
go and
harsh, man.
transform.
I have huskies, man. I
I
hate seeing that scene, dude.
yeah,
I
they're
hate
probably
that shit.
having PTSD looking at those things. But
Oh,
yeah, I'm just saying like
yeah.
if they did that I could see why they went to the recycle route because people want to see that stuff. But at the same time, I would want something like this, make it your own. Have the same kind of similar stuff, but make it your like your own little touch to it.
What would you think about this idea of maybe like, because what makes the thing is it's the people, right? It's like you don't know who's who. It was that interaction between
Hmm.
people, right? So
Yeah.
what my I think would be kind of cool is like expand them the amount of people. So like not like, I mean, I like that like small enclosure of like there's like what, 6 people or whatever. But what
Hmm.
if they expanded it a little bit and made it into town? So like take like 30 days of night and make it like a whole town,
Um.
and make it
Yeah.
like a cold ass town. People snowed in, and then like and then you add more people, maybe like a scene in the town hall where everyone's gathering and everything's going to shit, some cool like that, something like that. I don't know, or maybe take the people into, like, we saw like the ship that the creature was in. What if it took the reverse aspect, instead of saying the creature's out of the ship and into our place? What if they reboot it and it's like them going into the ship, and it just takes
Yeah.
place inside the ship, and you can have that weird kind of like alien, like the first Alien, where it was like the weird tech, like the what was the Prometheus kind of weird like look, the way the
Oh,
ship
that
looked
weird
inside, creepy
yeah.
technology shit, and then you got those and they're trapped in the ship. I mean, there's a couple of good things that they could do. I want practical, and I want uh people interaction, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't
Mm-hmm.
afraid to show the creature, man, like show the weird shit. I don't want the
Yeah.
whole time where, like you said, like you and me both agree on, like, I hate when they don't ever show the monster and they wait till like they show you either a second of it, or like they don't show it at all, or at the end it's like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and it's like,
People pay money to watch the monster movies, and then they don't even show 'em. It's such a scam. It's such a
yeah,
scam to me.
and it's like, no, but don't you get it? It's like, it's
The
we don't want to
suspense.
ruin it. We want you to have the imagination. It's like, no, man, I read a book for that. All right, give me give me the damn
Exactly. Give me
movie.
the CG or something, man. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I
But
want to see the fucking
it's
thing. Yeah,
yeah. I just really want to see that, and like you said, the human interaction is. I think it's more of like they need to make
can't
it
trust
a
anybody.
mystery murder almost. Like
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Oh shit,
yeah. Like
dude.
they like wait. There's like someone died in this town. Who
I
killed
love it.
him?
Oh,
And then they
dude.
realize it's a monster,
Dude,
and oh, that would
yeah,
be
dude,
awesome.
that is
Yeah.
all right. I want that, dude. It's a murder
And you're like,
mystery, and
yes.
the fucking killer is just the monster, dude. That is
Yeah,
fucking cool,
it,
man.
it it like that would be so insane if they did that. I would love to see that if they
Give
just
me,
spun it
give
because
me
it's so
the
easy.
Murder on Orient Express mixed with the Thing. There you
Oh my God.
go. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's an actually cool idea, man. I hope they think outside the box, but like Blumhouse is pretty good, so.
Yeah,
It's so early in
high
development.
hopes
They
on
don't
that
have,
one.
yeah, they don't have any details yet, but let's hope it's when they come out with some details, we'll get an idea of what they're thinking. But going back to the horror aspect and to like video games, I
Oh no, I already know what you're saying.
I have mixed feelings, man. Okay, so this is so Netflix is making a Resident Evil series, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know, man. So I hear that, okay, so there is going to be a movie, and it's going to be like a reboot,
Hmm.
and I think I remember hearing a little bit about that, and I heard like it gave me hopes because it's going back to like what makes the games the games. It's not doing that other Resident Evil route with action, making up a main character that doesn't exist in the games, and everyone else is side characters, and she can do all kinds of crazy shit and zombies and guns and blowing shit up, blah blah blah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I heard, that reboot's supposed to like correct those. Now this Netflix series is completely new to me. I didn't know they were gonna do a series. Um, so the premise, and this is where it already throws me off. I don't like it because I feel like it's making up characters again, which is, I'm not saying you can't do that for a series or you can't do that, but if we're waiting for a Resident Evil series, we want to see our favorites, right? We must finally see, like, I want to see Chris Redfield finally go into like that haunted mansion and with the stars characters and see
Hmm.
that shit. So it says it's going to be a brand new story across
Oh,
two different timelines. In the first
Jesus.
timeline, 14-year-old sisters. Okay, this is what makes me mad. Jade and Billy Wesker
Oh
are
my.
moved to New Raccoon City, a manufactured corporate town forced on them right as adolescence is in full swing. But the more time they spend there, the more they come to realize that the town is more than it seems, and their father may be concealing dark secrets, secrets that could destroy the world. Cut to the second timeline. Well, over a decade into the future, there are less than 15 million people left on Earth and more than 6 billion monsters, people and animals infected with the T virus. Jade, now 30, struggles to survive in this new world while the secrets from her past about her sister, her father, and herself continue to haunt her. So
Okay,
Hearing the
Billy
plot, what
dies.
do you feel about? How do you feel about that? And I'll tell you
uh,
my thoughts after.
okay, so I I'm gonna be optimistic on this because it's Netflix. I'm a Netflix show, like you said. I believe
What
that they're
happened
gonna.
to the directors walking off the Avatar set?
Okay, we don't talk
Go.
about that. Okay,
All right, go ahead. Keep going.
but Resident Evil, they made so many resets of the story. Like, oh, let's do this spin, let's do that. Like, oh, let's make it so that we're in a haunted house now. Like, it's so weird that how many renditions of that now they have, and now they're making a Netflix show also like that. I think that that first section, like the first timeline is gonna be like more for teenagers, right? They're like
Hmm.
they were younger, they're kids, and like Billy Wesker, um, he's gonna be in there. Oh my God. But it's so hopefully they go and build off of that, and then the second timeline is the good part. Like this is like it's a prologue
Hmm.
and then the real stuff.
Right.
And I because I'm more interested in the later timeline of like
So do you think it's
the
gonna go
good
all in
part.
the same time? Like they're gonna like kind of do like Witcher and jump back and forth, or you think it's gonna be
No,
like season one is this and season two is
season.
this?
I thought hopefully they do season one, season two kind of thing. Hopefully, maybe that would take too long, but maybe they have like a like half and half thing
Hmm.
with like 6 episodes of just them as teenagers surviving in Raccoon City.
Hmm.
Then they go and like 30 years. I can't. That sounds. That's just like a
You're
weird.
reaching, bro. You're reaching,
I'm
man.
reaching hard,
All right,
but
let me tell
they can't
you.
mess it up.
All
Okay.
right, let me tell you what I really hate as I read this. Okay, I
What?
hate the fact that they're giving Wesker kids. Okay,
Yeah.
Wesker is a horrible but badass fucking evil motherfucker in the games, right? You
Yeah.
love to hate him, but when he does those kick-ass scenes and he does some crazy shit with his injected virus self, like you're like, wow, this fucking dude is cool as fuck, but he's a fucking evil dude. Chris, kick his ass. Like, why the fuck are they giving him kids? Number one, and number two, if they're gonna go the kid route and then them having like their father do a dark secret, why don't they just make them completely different characters? Why do they
Oh, you're
have to
right.
be tied to Wesker and have it that way? Because like to me that just I don't see Wesker. I don't want to see Wesker as a father. Okay, I don't want to see that. Like I don't like that. I think he is like he wouldn't be one, right? Because he has what makes him that character is he's at first he's that team he's the stars leader, and then you're like, okay, something this guy is a hard but he like hard fucking motherfucker, but he like knows how to use his team and he's hard for a reason. But then you kind of start seeing, okay, he's doing some unorthodox shit, something's going on, and then you find out he is like the main like evil guy and he's purposely killing off the team to help with
Yeah.
his schemes. And then you go off to like his backstory in the later games, and it's like he finds out like he was like kind of created by like the old dude, the dude in the wheelchair, the founder of Raccoon.
Hmm.
And so that ties into more of that, and then you find out like he's like now embracing like his newfound like power and just wants to do the virus and do all this crazy shit. So like I don't see him as this like hey at during the day he's like I love you girls, and then at night all of a sudden he's like we must kill Chris Redfield. Like
Yeah.
I don't see
That's
that.
not
And
working.
no, and it's so I just don't like that. I mean, I like that it's bringing it back to the town. I will say the positive part is I like that it's going to be in the town. I like that it's going to be like these girls like kind of discovering secrets, but it's like, are they going to be like, is it going to be Raccoon? We don't know if it's going to be Raccoon City. Is it going to be just this other random town? And then there's, I mean,
Oh, they didn't specify.
it
Okay, my
doesn't
bad.
specify. So
Ye-
are we going to get like one setting? Because I was hoping when I heard in Veil Dark Secrets, I'm like, okay, give us Raccoon City or give us the mansion outside, or let's give us like a big ass mansion where they like start finding these hidden areas and experiments. I'm like, that's cool, but why does it say a town? Like, we're not even getting Raccoon City, like fucking
Yeah.
Ground
This at
Zero.
least say that. At least say that. Yeah.
Okay, and then this is like this is just adds another thing that really makes me angry, and it's like to the second timeline. Now we're getting this girl Jade, who is all grown up, and it looks like this is now the second part of this is turning into the Resident Evil movies, where
Oh, evolution. Oh,
we're getting Jade is going to be the next whatever Mila Jovovich's character, and just killing and
yeah.
being badass and shooting and doing flips, and and now and then like we cut to the world already like going to hell, like it's going to
Yeah.
immediately cut to the apocalypse, and it's like I don't want to see apocalypse zombie stuff. We've seen that. Resident Evil isn't about the apocalypse. It's not about that. Resident Evil is about an evil corporation. It's about it starts off as being very small and very like knit, which it started off with the mansion, then it turned into where the city, and then later on the game started talking about how these third world countries are starting to buy like the virus
Yep.
and starting to do their own like weaponization of it, which expanded the universe even more. I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then later on, which I don't even know because I didn't play Resident Evil 7, but like Chico is dead. He loves that series, so he's telling me
Nice.
now Umbrella is like got bought out by another company, and now they're a good company. Chris works for fucking um works for Umbrella now
Okay.
because they're a completely
I
different
didn't
company.
know that.
I know. He told me I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so like that's what makes Resident Evil that, and of course our main character is like, how are you not going to give us like Chris Redfield and Jill? Like what the fuck? Like I want to see this. I want to see the SWAT groups, man. I don't want to
Oh,
follow these
please.
kids who can't do shit, man. I don't. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I don't want to see that. So
You're right, actually. Uh,
I'm not trying to turn your like optimism into that, but it's just I love Resident Evil, man, and that's just like it looks like it's taken another property that they don't like. I don't know if these people like or love like that, and just sometimes I feel like don't veer off too much, man. You know, like why veer off when you
yes.
have the material right there?
Mm-hmm.
Like the first game of this could be could be the first season of like of the series of okay, even if you don't follow like Chris and them, but go to Resident Evil Zero, where it was like the first team that went into the mansion. First season can be just this small group got report of incidents in this mansion, and it's just the first season is just them trying to survive. Imagine, um, imagine the raid with zombies
Oh my, yeah, that would be dope.
enclosed. Like what I mean by the raid is it's just this one enclosed dread. It's all enclosed in this one area, and it's about this team trying to survive in this one area, and this mansion has all these like weird fucking like labyrinths and shit, and they uncover. And then second season you bring in Chris Redfield and Jill. Like there's so much like they could totally do that. I just don't get that they're to me they're wasting that good project, man, on this like
Mm,
let's have two girls who are like the only reason like it ties even into the games is because oh you know Wesker's name, so we'll just make him have daughters because hey, guess what, you know Wesker, you know who he is, but he has, you know what
maybe
I'm
they're
saying.
doing character development. I don't know, man.
I don't know, man, dude.
He has another side to him and he turns evil. I don't know. Like that would be terrible if they did that, but because it would kind of mess up the games. It's like you can't do that. But um, hopefully they go in for since it's live action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they can go and like
Hey,
make it
give me some
more.
positivity, man. Come on, turn me around.
I'm
Give me a
trying.
little
It's
bit.
hard.
Give me a little bit of
It's
something. What? Okay, what would you think? All right, here in this plot, right here in this plot,
yeah.
what would you think that, or would you like to do that could make this good? Like hearing that, what would you think would make this like a really good series? Like in your eyes, like
Mm,
what would turn me around? You think like okay, yes, it's different, but
yeah, but they could go and hopefully have really good maybe action scenes in like the like the part where they have the end of the world. Maybe it would
kind of
be
action scenes like jump kicking and stuff.
no,
I don't
okay,
want that.
no, they could just go and make like like not like a Walking Dead, but like I don't know, like this super bloody like Resident Evil deaths
Hmm.
maybe in like the end of the world because it's the end of the world. Everyone's gonna probably a bunch of people are gonna die.
Yeah.
That could be really bloody, but for you to make like for you to make this watchable, it's probably the first timeline. They go and expand on like what ifs of the story.
Mm.
Like maybe they go and talk about the mansion or like something that goes deep into the
The
backstory
lore.
of why they got to
Mm-hmm.
the aftermath end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they talk about Chris in a way that you didn't think of him like oh yeah like he like the secret is bigger than what it is. Maybe that secret that um
Okay.
like maybe
So do
something
you
with Billy. I don't know.
so do you think like maybe if they do it like where okay if like this is like a side story and Wesker's been doing the same shit like so like if you play the games that's the main story and then there's this side story Wesker's
Yeah.
still that evil motherfucker things still happen in the games still count in this universe and this could be just like a side story kind of thing.
Yes. It
Now
expands to what they
now
have.
would
Yes.
you okay let me ask you this would you want to see characters we know from the games in this series or do you just think it might get not turn out so good or do you think it'll you want new characters that you don't even want like the any of the like what would you like want do you want characters from the games in this show or no
Uh, they're gonna have to. I mean, like,
I
but
mean I don't know they don't have to we might not even see Wesker I mean we don't know because number one you have to if you're gonna I don't know who the hell they're gonna play Wesker and like
yeah,
we might just hear him or see him he might not even like we might not even see him I don't
be a
know
part of the. Yeah, he not might be part of the story, even though his son's in it. I don't know,
there's
like,
daughters
or daughters. My bad.
yeah
Like, w- why would they? Never mind. So if they don't need the characters, like you said, why would they make them related to them? I don't know. Like, I feel like they have to put maybe one or two of the characters in the game or in the
hmm
from the game into this show because people are wanting that, right? People want to see that or
yeah
no?
and that's what I get yeah I mean I think so but I'm worried that like are we gonna get substance out of them or they're just gonna just throw them in because it's like oh hey you wanted like Jill here you go for like and
Yeah.
there's no substance and that's what I'm afraid of now would you want to see like some of the main like I don't want to say they're bosses but like main like virus monsters in here do you want to see like Nemesis or do you think
Oh
that's an
yeah.
exclusive to Jill or do you want to see Tyrant do you want to see them in here like or do you think like they should just try to come up with like a new T virus or whatever G virus kind of creature like main boss thing for this show
Mm, I think they're gonna have to make a new one because there's gonna be
or
is
Mr.
this
X
Mr.
with
X?
in the
That
trench
would be
coat.
kind of cool to have Nemesis in here, like if it was Raccoon City, but I don't.
Yeah, I think Mr.
It's
Nemesis is too much tied into Jill. I think Mr.
yeah,
X you could probably do like Tyrant or whatever because Mr. X is like I mean, I think you can make a bunch of I think they have, right? I don't know if Mr. X was just one or they made a bunch and like you could just have that thing imagine that being like the main one like chasing them the kids in the beginning and that would be kind of creepy like them being chased the whole time with this thing with the I don't know if I want something new maybe I mean they're gonna throw you gotta have liquors in there man and those
oh yeah, yeah.
um toad those weird like fucking frog creatures if this is in the town and there's then we got some water we better see those like weird fucking toad creature things man the
Yeah,
one hit kill with those things man those things are crazy
annoying.
yeah,
That's what
yeah, we're
they
gonna
are.
get zombie dogs and zombie crows. We're gonna get
I
like that
can't wait.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
zombie dogs, fun, crows, cool, but the big bad, I think they have to do something unique. I don't
something
know
different.
because, yeah, because I feel like they're gonna ruin something like Mr. X, but it would be better if it was something new. I think
Mm-hmm.
just because of the unknown factor. What is that thing? Like,
Yeah, yeah. So, but it's funny that you said you threw like Walking Dead in here for that apocalyptic thing because like I mean I will say that Walking Dead is like kind of like about the humans kind of thing more than zombies.
Yeah, yeah.
It says that the first season will feature 8 1-hour episodes and executive producer Bronwyn Hughes. He's from The Walking Dead. The journey is the destination. Will direct the first 2 episodes. So you have a little bit of that. You're gonna have a little bit of that touch and feel from like the Walking Dead kind of elements added to this. So
Hmm.
that right there might help with maybe like the humans, like the story part, the building of characters, um, the survival maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm very curious because I don't know if they are going to like do one season, two season, because they immediately told us both plots, and I feel like it's going to be a simultaneous thing, which
Yeah.
is so because you're going to have to get you're going to have to get four actors. You're going to have to get two 14-year-old girls, and then you're going to have to get like 30-year-old girls to or what ladies to play like the grown up and kid versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I said, like you said, it's Netflix. We give it a shot. You know, it might.
Yeah. Check
Maybe we
it
see.
out.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see pictures. You know, we'll see. Maybe when a trailer comes out, we'll know right there. I think. I think that'll probably give us the best idea of what the hell they're gonna do with this.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure of like the trailer. Like, wait, was there a trailer
No, no trailer
or no?
yet. Nothing.
Okay.
No trailer yet.
Yeah, I don't know if like they're gonna do like for a Netflix, like the trailer should be like a really dramatic, scary thing, right? Like
Hmm.
they should come out with that if they just announced it or no.
They probably will because they're gonna probably push this. Probably you know how when they want to push something on Netflix, you see like the trailers, like you'll see a trailer for it.
Yeah.
You know whatever the show is. Like when Witcher was like about to come out, man, how many trailers did you see of The Witcher all the time?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
all
there
the
was a
time on YouTube and
bunch,
shit. So
dude.
I'm probably they're probably gonna push this. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like I said, it's they're just saying they're making, so they haven't really have anything like filmed or anything yet. Just I don't know. I'll see. Like I said, when I see the trailer, whenever it decides to come out, I hope it's a good one. I hope it's not just a Netflix trailers don't usually have just like a tease where it's like you don't really see something. They usually kind of give you an idea of what the show or movie is going to be. So when I see that, I guess I'll kind of see how my mind might change or not change.
Yeah.
But if this is a disappointment, at least we have the new like the movie that's going to be rebooted, and that's going to be
Mhm.
like they swear that's going to be more like toward the games than like the previous movies. So that might give us hope. We got two chances now, man. We got a
Yeah,
series that can give us the Resident Evil fix or the movie. So
yeah, I don't hopefully I'm optimistic on both.
yeah,
Hopefully
yeah,
they
yeah.
got one of them right.
Well, yeah, it's like, please, Jesus, like
Yeah.
Netflix is scaring me with the Avatar thing, man. I don't know, man. Now Resident
Yeah,
Evil is just
true.
scaring me. I don't know.
I'm
Oh, do you like
what?
Karate Kid?
Oh yeah, the Cobra Kai?
Did you see that yet?
No, but I saw the trailer. I was like, I have to watch this now
Dude,
because
it's great because
yeah,
I saw them when I like when they were on YouTube. I was like, oh my god, Cobra Kai. I was like, I was like, man, that was a tongue twister. Cobra Kai. I was like, oh shit. I was like, dude. I was seeing, and then like the podcasts and stuff that I hear or the shows I watch, like they were huge like Karate Kid fans, and they were like kind of like pushing on this. And when they saw it, they were like, oh, you got to see it. And I was like, all right, let me do that 30-day free trial on YouTube when it first dropped, and I was like, all right, let me do that. Watched them all, stopped it. Then season two came out, and I'm like, oh man, and I just like, all right, I'll watch it. Um,
oh
and
wait,
dude,
so
yeah,
you watched season two too?
yeah,
Oh wow, that's a
yeah, man.
lot.
Season one and season two, man, I watched them. They're really good, and like they didn't get any eyes on them because it was the YouTube platform. Now they're on Netflix. I saw that when they first dropped it, it said number four on Netflix, and like a couple days later, now it's number one. Like I'm like, oh
No
shit,
way.
yes, it
Dude,
jumped
that
from
was
four to one.
fast.
Yeah, yeah, dude. So, dude, watch it. There's some scenes. It's kind of like I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of YA, a little bit like because it's like younger kids. But I mean,
Okay.
Karate Kid was too. I mean, it's about high school. Um,
Yeah.
But just having the original actors in there and shit like that, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. And it's showing you from the Cobra Kai perspective is even better, dude.
What a
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah. Yes, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
I saw the
man.
trailer. I was like, dang, what happened?
I know,
Like,
right? The popular kid is just a fucking drunk and he hates his life, dude. It's oh, dude.
yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Get it when you since you like Netflix stuff, dude. Watch it, man. It's awesome. Season 1 and 2 are on there, and then season three's that's like the first season that Netflix has actually helped making. So season 3 will be on Netflix and stuff. So I'm just happy Cobra Kai got more eyes on it, man. I kept trying to tell people to like watch it, but because it was on that paywall of YouTube, people didn't want to. I don't blame them. I only did it because of the free trial.
Uh,
I don't want to pay for YouTube Red at the time. Fuck that. I wasn't gonna watch anything else, man. Did you watch anything on YouTube Red or anything?
no, I didn't really. I just watched. Actually, I don't have YouTube Red anymore, so I can't watch them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cobra Kai, I watched like the first episode,
Oh, because
and
they did that for free, didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
watched that, and I was like, okay, I don't want to pay for premium Red. Like this is
yeah.
kind of
Exactly. Yeah. No,
yeah,
fuck that. What? Why? Okay, I get no commercials, but I'm still not paying like $8 for no commercials. You
yeah. But
know?
now since it's on Netflix, I'm gonna binge watch it the
Fuck
whole time
yeah, dude. You
now.
will. I know I did. I was like hooked, man. So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Just with that, again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to us. Really appreciate it. Again, like I said, if you get a chance, please hit the like. It helps with the algorithm, and also go ahead if you get a chance also for the podcast listeners, or even if you're not a podcast listener, if you just go to Apple Podcast, give us a review. It helps us out a ton. And for those who do it, thank you so much. And for new people, thanks for tuning in and listening to us knuckleheads here. Again, I want to thank my guest co-host,
Hey,
Motivated. Thank you for coming, man.
motivated.
Okay,
Yep, no
tell the
problem.
people, where they can find you, man.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitch TV. I'm on YouTube as EvilMortyJRX. And like I had to change my name because of something, but EvilMortyJRX
All right.
and Twitch TV is gonna be also EvilMortyJRX.
All right, there you go. Branding at its best, baby. All right, you can find him on that, and you can find me on Twitter at Vic the Tanman. And like I always say, we all have opinions, so let's be nice. Let's talk about it. Until next time, see you guys later. Bye.